Please be advised that this video is for the sole purpose of entertainment. Any views are purely my own, are subjective and may not necessarily be true. I do, however, do extensive research for all of my videos. All photos have been found on the public domain. I am using them under the fair use and fair dealing guidelines. I urge everybody to do their own research. Well, hello, it's Murky Meg here. It's Sunday the 26th of April and the privacy-obsessed Harkles have yet again shown us the type of hypocrites they actually are. So, news hit yesterday that they have been cooperating and collaborating with two authors of an explosive new book that risks inflicting further anguish on the royal family than they already have. It's expected to be released in August, and the two people that are writing this so-called biography, yes, you've guessed it, Meghan's mouthpiece, Scooby, along with a friendly Meghan journalist called Carolyn Durand. Now, she is respected and she's a former producer with the US broadcaster ABC. No surprise there, seeing as that Meghan has just been on ABC promoting or trying to promote her Elephant Disney movie. Now, Carolyn is also a contributor for Elle magazine and also, funnily enough, Oprah Mag. All these little connection. It's not what you know, it's who you know, isn't it? Apparently, the book is going to be titled Thoroughly Modern Royals, The Real World of Harry and Meghan, and it's going to paint a flattering portrait of the couple. Well, isn't that just more PR spin? You can control what you want out there. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to be the main story. What this looks like to me is that it's going to be a score-settling exercise. It's going to be trying to fling some mud back at the people that are actually paying your way. You need to be very careful about this, Harry and Meghan. And if you're listening, I doubt very much you are. But remember who pays your bills at the moment. You know, you are not working. Who's going to be paying for that very lavish mansion, wherever you may be? Apparently you're hauled up in a gated community in Hidden Hills. Who's paying for that? Who's paying for your security? Who's paying for everything else? Your clothes, your allowance, everything. I bet you it's dear old Daddy Charles, isn't it? Because, let's face it, Harry, you're known to be a little bit of a tightwad. It was told to the Mail on Sunday that before moving to North America, the privacy-obsessed Sussexes gave an interview with both the journalists. Funnily enough, though, I've looked at Goodreads, and while there's not much information out there, it is there. There's only one author noted, and you can guess who that is, can't you? Yes, Scooby. Poor Carolyn has been forgotten. Now, I don't know whether you're aware of this. Most people that follow the royal family are. Diana did a very similar thing following the divorce from Charles. She spoke to Andrew Morton and it was quite the scandal at the time. Do you think that the whole plan is to try and represent that same path to global stardom and to try and get their story out however they want to tell it? Because, as I keep saying over and over again, it doesn't matter what you actually say. It has to be truth, otherwise it's just censorship. I spoke about Dan Wootton in my previous videos and he, I think, is going guns blazing at Scooby. He's now physically calling him out on Twitter for selling stories to the Mail on Sunday. He's actually atted him the question, are you going to stop selling stories? This is humongous in my view because this goes to show you the rampant trade-off between journalists, celebrities, because really you can't call them royals anymore, can you? They've gone from that era. They are celebrities, to be perfectly honest. So the trade-off between the journalists, the celebrities and the tabloids, it's all a big mixing pot, isn't it? Dan Wootton has outed Scooby because he believes or he knows that Scooby has been selling stories to the tabloids. Has Scooby been paid for this? I do wonder. But what I really can't understand is why they are doing this so soon. They have this massive court case going on at the moment. We had the pre-trial hearing on Friday. So why now, all of a sudden, do they think it's the perfect time to release this book with Omid and Caroline? We're in a global pandemic. Why not just lie low, lick your wounds, and then, emerge from the ashes reborn? Because there is that potential for you to do that. If you were to go and sit down somewhere quiet and let all the dust settle and come back with a strategic plan that is ethical, sustainable, and more importantly, fundamentally empathetic, organically, as in real, genuine empathy, not just the stuff that you do to get good PR. I think they may have had a shot at doing something completely different other than being royal family members. They had the potential to do it, but because of their thirst for PR and notoriety, it just doesn't feel right. Everything feels like PR spin exercise and being thirsty for more attention. And there lies the problem, doesn't it? This book is a fine example of that, because they have been so vocal about their need and their request for privacy, yet they've physically spoken to 2 journalists about private matters, probably about the royal family as well. It just doesn't make sense to me that they would do this at this particular time, so soon, with everything that's going on. It seems so off the mark and so counterproductive of what they are saying. But let's face it, they've always been hypocrites. They've done one thing and said another. Do as I say, not as I do. And I'm trying to get my head round why they would even talk to journalists at this present time. I know that they want their own story out there. That's fair if that's the case. If they believe the media is being unfair and biased towards them, it's only natural that you want to say your own story, because you really had it zipped during the royal family, didn't you? You physically couldn't say anything, except the things that you did say through your very carefully selected mouthpieces. Now they have their freedom of sorts. They can talk with whoever they like. But by doing this at this pivotal time, it just cements the fact that they are so obsessed with either getting the right story out, be it the truth or not, that it paints them in the most glorious of lights, humanitarian beacons of shining light standing there that will change the world. No, what you're looking like is desperate for attention, whoever it comes from. Will this book be a success? Probably, because everybody will want to read about it, because the element of this salacious gossip, the naughtiness behind, are they going to spill the beans about behind palace doors? There is that element. Everybody likes that little bit of titillation, don't they? But whether it actually gets to that point, I don't know. I suspect that there is some ironclad NDAs going on right now. But is the damage already done? Can the royal family stop Harry and Meghan from talking about life within the royal family, what happened in the royal family, and ultimately how Megxit got there in the first place, what led them to decide to step away? We had a little bit a glimpse in the Tom Bradbury interview, didn't we? But I think that was testing the waters pre this. Now this might be everything that blows the roof of Buckingham Palace. Interesting, isn't it? What do you think they will be saying in the book? Do you think it's just going to be tongue-in-cheek, a little bit of titillation, a little bit of, they did this and they did that? Or do you think that Harry and Meghan will literally spill their guts and sing like canaries for attention? Now, there has been a book written about Meghan by Andrew Morton, who incidentally did the Diana book. He moved apparently to California for 2 years to gather his information for the book. He took out ads in the Hollywood Variety and other newspapers stating his intention to write a book on Meghan Markle, who at the time was only Prince Harry's bit of squeeze. We didn't really know much about her at the moment. He said, and I quote, that it was a surprise for a beautiful single woman. He had no offers. Nobody reached out to him. Nobody wanted to talk about her. No one called the phone number he provided with any salacious stories or any diva behaviour about her. He couldn't believe it. He was even willing to pay for the info. He was in LA for 2+ years and he got zero dirt on Meghan. Why? That's what I want to talk about. Why is nobody prior to Harry scooping her off her feet talking about this woman? There was a little bit on Lipstick Alley about somebody who was trying to set up a photo shoot with her and her diva demands just blew her off the scale, and they are claiming that she acted on a PR's behalf or an assistant's behalf. They believed that the email that was supposedly been from her representative was actually from her, and they said it was vile, disgusting, and downright rude. There must be stories, because I've heard whispers on the grapevine that she isn't a nice person to work with. The whispers are there, but whether or not they hold any longevity, nobody is talking. And I want to know why. Why do you think nobody is talking pre-Harry about Meghan? Now, narcissists and sociopaths tend to collect information on people because they feel that they can use it as leverage. Now, maybe this is the case that that's happened. I don't know for sure. This is purely my own opinion about what could possibly have been happening. Could she have been sweetness and light behind the scenes and everybody adored her and she was wonderful and sweet and such a heaven to work with? I'm not buying it, to be perfectly honest. I really am not. I'm not buying it at all. And what really worries me is that these articles that are coming out about this up and coming book say that they want to settle the score. What scores have they got to settle exactly? I'd really love to know about this. Do they want to completely spew everything that happened behind closed doors? Because if they did that, it's pretty much bye-bye time from any contact with the royal family. You make an enemy of them, I don't think you're going to be welcomed there very much, do you? And you certainly won't be financed from them. You're putting your father, Harry, in a very uncomfortable position because you are effectively tearing down the house that he wants to live in before he's living in it, i.e. before he's king. Do you think he's really going to take kindly to you attempting to put a torch under the fire? The one thing people are not mentioning right now at the moment with regards to this article is money. What do they get out of it? What do Harry and Meghan get out of this book? Apart from their secrets spilled and the truth be told, whatever they feel that they have to do and they have to speak about, they want to put it out there. But what do they get out of it apart from that? You can bet your bottom dollar, I think they are going to be taking a slice of the profits. Is that ethical, do you think? I would love to know your thoughts on this whole book deal. What's the score? What do you think is going on? We all know why those two journalists have been chosen to do this book and why Harry and Meghan have also spoken to those said journalists, because they don't write negative stuff about them. They are sickly sweet sycophants. Just the kind of journalists that Harry and Meghan absolutely adore. That's evident because they sent that letter to the 4 tabloids. Like I said, Dan Wootton's not having any of it now and I cannot wait for this. Just on a final note, it seems that one of the chosen tabloids that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will work with, the Sunday Times, have got a scoop. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will give the world a rare glimpse of their son Archie Mountbatten-Windsor next month when they publicly mark his first birthday on the May the 6th. You can expect to see him, confirms a spokesman to the Sunday Times. Well, whoop-de-doo. We are not worthy, your Royal Highnesses, of seeing your child, are we? Because we are the big, bad British people and the press. So, I find it very, very strange that they are making this announcement that this is going to happen. Again, they love the announcements, don't they? Just so they can whip us all up into a frenzy to see the prodigal child. He's a beautiful baby. I will never say anything against that child because I think he is adorable and children are innocent. But what you're doing, Harry and Meghan, is you are using your child to manipulate the media, and that is not on. I don't agree with that. You are whipping everybody into a frenzy and you are using the child as a PR marketing tool, and it really doesn't sit well with me. So I would love to know your opinions on everything that I've said in the video. What do you think will be included in this book, this biography or whatever it is that Omid and Carolyn are working on. Why Omid and Carolyn, do you think? I know it's pretty obvious, but I'd also like your opinions on it. What do you think the royal family are doing behind closed doors about this? Do you think there is an NDA already established, or do you think that they just trusted them not to squeal? Bad move there, because they're going to anyway, aren't they? Irrelevant. It doesn't matter how long time has passed. I'm surprised that they're doing it this quickly. I thought it would be at least 6 months going on with what's happening in the world, but no, they really surprised me this time doing it so soon. And finally, what do you think about the announcement of the picture of his first birthday? I love seeing pictures of babies. I think they're beautiful. This is always tinged with me with a little bit of because of the whole PR exercise we know that it's being used for. It's like dangling a stick and a carrot in front of a donkey, isn't it? As always, I would love to know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.